What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone?
Welcome.
Okay. What's up, everyone? So, welcome to another video in the 21 days of lockdown. So, in 21 days of lockdown, you're not going to be using your car so much. There's a few things you need to worry about. So, for that, I brought on the ophthalmologist. So, tell us.
Okay, so 21 days of lockdown. So you're probably not going to be using your car as much, maybe not at all, or you're going to be using your car as normally if you're part of the essential services. If you're part of the essential services, you're going to be using your car every day, so there's no problem. The main thing with not running your car for a long time is keeping the battery charged. So car batteries don't like to get to they like to stay at full capacity or just below full capacity. They don't like to get to be dropped to a lower level, because then the battery health is deteriorated. So if you not driving your car at all, maybe there's a few cars at home and the particular car is not going to be used at all, you can either disconnect the battery completely, or you can set up a trickle charger that will keep the battery topped up. It's a very slow charger that just keeps it at 100%. If you don't know how to disconnect the battery, or you don't have a trickle charger, then the easiest thing is every now and then just start the car and keep it running to get some charge into it. So basically, it depends on the car. It all depends on the car. So maybe every 5 days, every week, start it up. But don't just start it up and let it idle in the garage. So start it up, let it idle, and then you let it warm up, and then give it some revs. Just keep it maybe 1.5-2,000 revs, because you want the alternator to be getting more rotation and charging the battery more like that. Another thing that you can do is, if you're not disconnecting the battery or anything like that, is, provided you parked in a safe location at home, in a closed garage or something, during the day deactivate your alarm, switch off your tracker or something like that, and then at night you can switch it back on, because this helps minimize the parasitic loss from the vehicle. Also make sure that everything inside the car is off: interior lighting, radios, etc., things like that. Yeah, that's mainly for ensuring battery care.
So, what if we continue for longer than 21 days? Anything to worry?
Well, 21 days is 3 weeks. It's not too bad. If you're not going to be using the car for longer periods of time, especially overseas, where certain times people have cars that they only use during the summer or the winter, then they park it away for a whole season, then there's other things you need to consider in terms of rust in your fuel tank, keeping the tank full to prevent condensation, making sure that you move the car around to prevent flat spots on your tires, or jacking the car up to prevent flat spots. But I feel for like 21 days it's not
21.
that necessary. But if this continues for longer, or you haven't been using your car so much for the past 2 weeks because you've been working from home or something, then you can consider other measures like filling up your fuel tank full, making sure that you move the car from place to place, so there's not one particular area on your tires that's receiving all the pressure all the time. And just general things, make sure that the paint is clean. This car is definitely not clean. There's no any bird mess or anything, because if it's just sitting, and it's gonna degrade the paint. So yeah, things like that. But the main thing is your battery. Yeah, the battery is the main thing that you want to keep up. Yeah, you don't want your battery to go flat during this time and struggle to get a battery, or when things are normalizing, then you find that your battery health is decreased because you left it to drain out for too long. Yeah, so that's it. I'll show you now, just if you interested, quickly how to disconnect your battery. It's quick and easy.
You can show the cable. Yeah, just
Okay, so quickly how to remove your battery. It's not as difficult as it might seem. Some cars are in the front by the engine, some are in the boot as well. So basically it's just find it, you'll see the negative and the positive terminals. What you do is first find your socket, this correct size, and yep, and then you just remove your negative terminal first, then the positive. Generally will have a cap or something over it. Okay, you remove the leads and then make sure that you keep them away from any other metal pieces in the engine bay, so keep them covered. Maybe you want to put a towel or something around it and just tape it up for both terminals. And then when it's time to reconnect, reverse steps: positive terminal and then your negative terminal last. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this little video, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and until the end of the 21 days,